Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Backstage Spotlight. Today, I am with the lovely Emma, who is currently a leading lady in London's West End. Hello, Emma.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. Would you just quickly like to introduce yourself and tell everybody what show you're appearing in and what your role is?
Sure. So my name is Emma Flynn, and I'm playing Cher Horowitz in Clueless, the musical, at the Trafalgar Theater.
Woohoo! How are you enjoying London life?
Oh my gosh. Well, I haven't really been doing any London life yet. It's on my list of to-dos, but my life pretty much just consists of the show right now and I just kind of live at the theater. But I love Trafalgar Square and I have seen several of the parks, like because that's one thing I can do on vocal rest is like I'll just go for a walk through St. James Park or through Regent's Park, and it's just so beautiful here. I have noticed some really big differences from New York. Like it's just slightly slower and people are just a little bit nicer and it's just a little bit more calm and there's more, I don't know, the buildings are a little shorter, so it does feel like a more chill energy, which I have really appreciated coming from New York. So that's
That's
been
great.
great.
That's great. So the musical Clueless is based on the film, but for the people who haven't seen the film, would you like to give us a brief overview of the storyline without giving too much away?
Sure. So it is about a girl named Cher who is extremely wealthy and lives in beautiful Beverly Hills and, kind of has this idealistic like world that she lives in. And it's not really a real world. It's a world that like it's like a fake 90s that Amy the writer kind of like created at the time. And she wears all these fabulous clothes to school and she's just kind of like a rich, like beautiful young girl, whatever. And it's based on Jane Austen's Emma. So she's like the Emma character. And she goes to school and she sort of match makes her teachers together so that she can get better grades. And then the new girl comes to school named Ty and she tries to kind of give her a makeover and set her up with people. So she's always matchmaking people and setting people up with each other and kind of failing along the way. And essentially, she figures out throughout the story that she is actually quite clueless. And there's also a character, her ex stepbrother, who their parents were married for like 5 minutes and then they got divorced. And he wants to become a lawyer like her father. So, wow, this is not a quick, oh my gosh, quicker,
Oh, carry on.
quicker.
It's great. It's
But he's sort of always hanging around the house. And so she's always matching people up with other people and kind of missing the guy that's like right in front of her. And then, you can kind of infer how that'll end up, but it's a really sweet story and it's a romantic comedy and it's 90s and it's fun and I don't know, it's nostalgic if you are nostalgic for that era. So
sure. Oh, it sounds great. What is your track like then as Cher? Are you on stage a lot? Are you busy? Like the costume changes? Let's talk about the backstage side of it for you.
it's quite busy. It is the busiest track I've ever done, and I have done lots of busy tracks. I've done Elwood's, and that was probably the second busiest track I've ever done. But this takes the cake. Like it is crazy. I never leave the stage, of course, except to change my costumes sometimes. But even then, I'm doing a lot of on-stage changes, a lot of like magic changes, and it's a busy track. I would say half my water is um drink in the interval because there's just no time to drink any water or leave the stage. And so if you have to blow your nose, good luck. It's just like one of those tracks, but it is quite fun. And then it's one of those tracks where you get on stage and you sort of ride the roller coaster till the end. So it's really nonstop and it's difficult, but it's also really, really fulfilling because you really get to like be in the story the whole time. And that's just really nice as an actor. So I've appreciated it, but it is quite difficult. And to do 8 shows a week is the hardest job. It's so hard. It's like there's no getting around it. It's very, very, very hard to do 8 shows a week and at this level in this kind of a track. But we do it and it's really great. So that's fun.
So along those lines, with it being 8 shows a week, obviously that's great for the public wanting to come and watch the show. They have loads of opportunities to fit that within their schedule. But you guys are on stage every night and even the matinee performances. How do you maintain your health vocally, physically, so that you don't hit burnout?
Yeah, well, of course we all burn out. I think like that's the first thing is just accepting the fact that this has been hugely helpful for me as a just as someone who cares a lot about mental health and like, maintaining some semblance of sanity during this time. I think the first step is just saying I am going to have to call out eventually. It's going to happen. I'm going to get sick. And I have gotten sick. I've gotten extremely sick actually since I moved to London and for the first time in years, which is like so weird, but the germs are just different here, is what I'm telling myself.
I'm sick at the moment, so I get you
Oh,
on
I'm so sorry to hear that. It's going around. There's something
that.
insane going around. But the first step is just accepting that the fact that you're just going to have to take time off for vocal fatigue, for just general health, for sickness. And so once I accept that fact, I like do maintenance things, which are like for example, I sleep so much. I think that's so important. I sleep like 9 or 10 hours a night at least. Sometimes I sleep 12 hours. Like the show is so much that my body genuinely needs to sleep so much more than usual. The next thing I do is I take like a ton of supplements. Obviously, I eat differently. I can't eat quite as much as I usually would like to, just because during the day I have to not have so much in my stomach before the show. I do a lot of eating at night, which is not good for acid reflux, but it's okay. We have things like Gaviscon. Um, and yeah, I have to take a lot of supplements. Like I take like lots of vitamins, but I also take bromelain before every show just to make sure I don't have any like inflammation. I do a lot of water. I probably drink like 6 liters of water a day, like maybe more. I take allergy medications. I take a steroid allergy nasal spray. I do everything like you can possibly think of. I take like hour-long steam showers, warming up my voice every day. I don't usually talk until the call out window, and then I vocally rest all night. So yeah, and then every Sunday to Monday afternoon, I do a full vocal rest. So I start Saturday night at like around midnight or 1 to 2 a.m. I stop talking, and then I don't start talking again until Monday at 2 p.m. So
Wow.
that's probably like the biggest thing I do is a vocal rest every week. It just kind of resets my voice, makes sure that it takes down any sort of like injury or inflammation from the week, and just gives me a nice fresh start so that if I am doing a show, usually I have a rule for myself. So if I'm anything less than like 60% vocally, I won't do the show that day. Usually, thank God, I am pretty okay. I usually sit around 80 or 90%, but that means that when I do notice I have like a real deficit in my vocal cords, like I'll usually I do it by like phonating a little bit in the morning. So I'll test my upper register. And if I have anything less than like 60% of my range, I'll call out. And that is ultimately my vocal regimen. It's very complicated, but I mean you have to sort of and I think the other thing is like, I don't really have a life. I'm trying to get one. I did go to someone's birthday party on Saturday night, which was huge for
Yay.
me. Um, but like the biggest like activities I do are like going to get a smoothie and then like come back home. I'm kind of agoraphobic, but
Yeah,
that's kind
I
of a
love that
sacrifice.
life.
Yeah, it's exactly what I think most people feel when they're on Broadway or the West End, which is that like this is your whole life right now, and there will be times where this won't be my life. So right now it's my whole life, and I sort of have just molded everything I do around maintaining the part, which is kind of what you fortunately and unfortunately have to do in roles like this large, just because they take so much of you to do. So in order to maintain it, it's just kind of the sacrifice, but I enjoy it. It's fun.
Right. It's so interesting to hear how much it's like an athlete's brain, isn't it?
Oh
It's,
yeah.
it's a sport. It's absolutely crazy, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. So it's great to get an insight. I
Hmm.
wanted to ask you next what your favorite costume was, having loads of different costumes in the show. Do you have one that you prefer?
Well, I don't see myself in them a lot, which is really weird, but I have like costumes that like I appreciate. Like I would say the one I like the most, there's so many good ones. The costume designer was incredible. But I really like there's this plaid, this like how do I describe it? It's like a red plaid costume with a black beret and black knee-high socks. And it's like what Cher wears when we get to the fall. And I always just think it's so cute. And everybody says it's their favorite costume. So I'll say that. But I also do love the top of Act Two. I wear this like great light blue boucle dress with a blue sweater that has like marabou feathers on the end. And it's just so cute. So I would say those two are kind of my favorite. Oh, and then there's the Red Elia, but those are all really fun. And then I have a couple of magic costumes, which are just fun to take off because then people like woohoo. So yeah.
And what about in the songs that you sing in the show? Do you have ones that you prefer?
Ooh, that's a good question. The one that I fear the most, but also is like my favorite to sing is Perfect, just because that's the first song at the top of the show. And I start in a bed and I'm always laying in the bed like, oh my gosh, I hope I can sing it because it's just there's not a lot of breath time and there's just like a lot of information I have to give in the song and there's a lot of different so that one's the most fun to sing, but it's also the hardest. And I get a big magic reveal, costume reveal during that song, so it's really fun to do. And when it goes well, it goes really, really well, and it's super fun. And when it doesn't go well, I'm always like, oh, it's one of those songs where it's just very sensitive to the day. Like whatever day it is, it
Yeah.
goes differently. But when it goes well, it's my favorite.
Great. Well, the listeners will have to stay tuned for the end of this because we've actually got a little clip of a song that you sing in the show to put in at the end. So if you want to listen to
Oh,
that, everybody, stay tuned for a little surprise at the end.
so exciting.
Very exciting. So, with the audiences that have come to see the show, what has been the general response?
I think people like when they come, it's exactly what I hope they would feel. Like if they leave feeling lighter and they leave kind of singing the songs on their way out. And they also leave with that sense of like nostalgia for the 90s, which is like my dream. My dream was to have people come in costume and sort of be able to re-enter that era, like especially women who grew up with the movie and are now bringing their children. Like it's been really special. Um, and I even get notes where like, people are like, oh, I'm having a terrible time in my real life. Like I have one person who comes to the show quite frequently whose husband is very sick and she comes and she sort of escapes into the world. And that's like my dream. I love that people can come and sort of just have like a really light night out where they leave feeling like lighter and brighter. And that was my goal, like for this show is to have people leave feeling better than when they walked in. And I feel like people really are. And that's really nice because I feel like a lot of shows you kind of leave feeling like the weight of the show on you. And I think this is one show where you leave and it's like, oh my gosh, everybody had a happy ending. And it's just really joyful and nice. And I think that's been a great response.
That's so nice, have an uplifting, and to be part of that uplifting, the show that will leave people feeling like that. It's really
Oh
lovely.
yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you if you've had anyone come over from New York to watch you, friends, family.
Yeah, so many people. I'm like so honored. I've had so many people come over to see the show, which is genuinely surprising because I kind of thought like, oh, I'll just be on the other side of the planet and no one will really have time to fly over. But no, I've had quite a lot of friends. I've had even just like a lot of acquaintances. I've had my dean of students from my alma mater where I went to school came over to see the show, which has been great. And my voice teacher came from Portugal to see it. My voice teacher from university is coming over in a week to come see the show. So lots of people are coming all the time. I feel like I have someone in like almost every night, which is
Oh.
so sweet. It's great. Yeah.
If you could describe the show in 3 words, how would you describe it?
I would say nostalgic, joyful, and upbeat.
I love that. And if you could play a different character that's not Cher, who would that be and why?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I would say Josh, but I think Josh. I would like to play Josh. I want to flip off the table and have a gaggle of girls scream for me. That's my dream.
Fun. Well,
So probably Josh.
I really like that. So, before a show, do you have anything that you do specifically every day? So, for example, maybe something in the dressing room before you go on. Is there something that you do?
I have like a whole routine because I'm like a very routine person and not organized, but just routine. I have like what's that? I'm very superstitious. Like if I don't do certain things, like the
Yeah.
show's gonna be terribly wrong. So I nebulize when I'm in the wig chair. And that's really important to my like sacred time. So I'm like sitting there like breathing. And then before when I'm laying in the bed every night, I do say prayers. I pray out loud with the whole team that's there. I have like a team of like 5 people around me, and I'm just like Our Father who art in heaven. I say an Our Father, a Hail Mary, and a Glory be, because that's what my mom taught me growing up. Like, say those three prayers. And then I always say a little prayer for everybody. And I pray for the audience and for the team and for
Oh,
everybody to stay safe. And then I think I'm really superstitious, and this is kind of not religious at all. I'm just like, oh, if I don't say that prayer, then someone's going to get hurt and the show's going to go terribly wrong. So I do pray. No matter how fast I have to pray, I pray every day. So,
oh,
yeah.
nice. And then when you get home, is there like a comfort that you do?
Yeah, so I take melatonin. I eat usually so much food. I'm usually starving when I get home. I
Oh,
call my mom
no.
usually, or I'll try to call my husband, and then I pass out usually around 2 a.m. That's kind of comforting. I would say I've been really into The Office lately. I've been watching The Office.
Oh, nice. Any other TV recommendations?
Oh gosh. Well, British TV. I mean, I need to get into The Crown. That's really what my next thing is. Like I haven't gotten into it yet, but everybody, is obsessed with The Crown. My mom's obsessed with The Crown, so that's my next journey is in The Crown.
Great. And last question, if you could pick your like a dream role to do after that you finished Clueless, what would that be?
A dream role. Well, I wish they would wait like 6 more months to do Legally Blonde because I would love to do Legally Blonde
Yeah.
again. But if not that, I mean, I've been kind of obsessed with Wicked. I can't lie. Since the movie came out, I've been just as obsessed as everyone else. So I do think I'll
Maybe
try out for Wicked again
yeah.
for the
Great.
third time. But maybe this is the time. Third time's a charm.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Emma. For the listeners, do you want to say how long the show's running until, or how long you will be appearing on in Clueless until?
Yes, the show is running until March of 2026, and I will be there until they force me out.
So there you go, guys. You heard it here. March 2026 at the Trafalgar Theatre, Clueless the Musical. And stay tuned for a little snippet of Emma's singing. So thank you so much, Emma. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Have a lovely rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. Have a great day. It was so nice to meet you.
Goodbye.
New girl, you're one giant mystery. Yeah, it's true, girl, but that's something you can use. You, girl, can rewrite your history. And you can be, well, anything you choose. So let us help you choose. 1, 2, 3, come right here, let's see. We're all about maxing out your popularity. We gotta fix all this like immediately. It's up to you, but you better agree. Oh, oh, we don't need to redefine you. No, you should do you. So we'll just slightly redesign you. Whoa, till you're brand new. New girl, that dye in your hair now. It's manic, panic, electric pink. Some shampoo, girl, should wash that whole mess away. Lesson 2, girl, that designer you wear now. It's Army, Navy, at least I think. Let's toss it all for something less passe. Your new life starts today. Wham, bam, pow, we can show you how to fix your skin and your toenails and your monobrow. It won't take too much till you're a total wow. And oh, hello, take a look at you now. Oh, oh, life is what you choose to make it. No, no one but you. So take your lame old mold and break it. Whoa, try on something new. First the gonorrhea. They'll be super glad to see you once they've gotten the idea that we're buying out the store. Over to Fred Siegel, where we'll spend like it's illegal, then sashay across the way to do rodeo door to door. Maybe if you wanna, we'll hit Dolce and Gabbana. Plus we gotta go to Prada and Versace and Dior. Then of course to Bloomies and to Barney's and to sex, and finish up with smoothies and a facial and a wax. Then if we feel ready, we can finally relax, cause guess who's gonna be assimilated to the max as a new